Welcome to The Hypnotist, brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues.
And as you breathe in, just imagine you're breathing in a feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you breathe out, just imagine you're releasing any tension, any stress, any anxiety is just leaving your body. And occasionally, while you listen to my voice, your conscious mind might pick up on different sounds. Sounds around you, sounds in a different room. In a strange and contradictory way, the more that your conscious mind is distracted, the better able I am to influence your subconscious mind. Because so much of what you do is unconscious. You breathe every day, but most breaths you don't think about. You blink all the time, but rarely will you do it on purpose. So much of what is happening in your life is completely unconscious. And as you listen to my voice, your conscious mind is falling asleep, and your unconscious mind is paying attention to my words. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine that you're back in your childhood. I want you to imagine way back, as a young child when your imagination was at its most creative. I want you to imagine where you lived back then. I want you to imagine somewhere nearby is a bookshelf. And near that bookshelf is a chair. And I want you to imagine taking a seat in that chair and making it feel like it's the most relaxing chair that you've ever sat in. You can breathe in and you can breathe out, and each and every breath takes you deeper and deeper relaxed. I want you to imagine your eyelids getting heavier, droopy, sleepy, feeling so heavy now. Imagine the muscles in your neck and your shoulders are just getting all loose and limp. Imagine your arms and legs are getting so heavy and loose. I want you to imagine you're getting so tired and so relaxed that you can imagine what it would be like to fall asleep in that chair. That the conscious part can quite happily just have a nap. And there is a part of your deep unconscious mind that is imaginative, creative, curious. And while the conscious mind is falling asleep, the unconscious part wants to explore this room and explore the books on a nearby bookshelf. That unconscious part walks up to the bookshelf and finds a book about China. I want you to imagine that you're flicking through that book, looking at some of the pages of ancient China. And somewhere in that book is a passage that reads, "Legend tells of a legendary warrior whose Kung Fu skills were the stuff of legend." And I want you to imagine that there is a picture of a panda, but not a real panda. I want you to see a picture of a panda doing Kung Fu. Now, as a child with an active imagination, wouldn't it be interesting to imagine what it would be like to be inside the body of that panda in ancient China? So just do that now. Use the power of your imagination to imagine going into the book, into the pages of the book, and then becoming inside the body of a panda that has a dream. Not just to do Kung Fu, but to be a Kung Fu warrior. Imagine what it feels like to be in the body of a panda. You can touch your own body and feel that where skin was before, now there is fur. Imagine feeling big and heavy like a big panda. But interestingly, normally pandas can be quite slow. This panda can be quite flexible, agile, and can move quickly if needed. But at the moment, you're inside the body of a panda that is lazy and lost, and very easily distracted. But at the same time, I want you to imagine that you have a dream. And that dream for you right now in the body of this panda is to be a Kung Fu warrior, the very best that has ever practiced the martial art of Kung Fu. And I want you to feel what it feels like to be excited and inspired by a dream. Something that seems so big, so impossible, but somehow you can't get the idea out of your mind as to what it would be like to pursue that dream. I want you to imagine that in the body of this panda, you realize that in order to pursue your dream, you're going to need a teacher, someone that knows things that you don't know yet. And I want you to imagine what kind of a teacher you would need. Someone with the wisdom, experience, someone that can see the talent inside you. I want you to imagine that while you're wandering around ancient China, seeing the old buildings, the unique Chinese buildings, the nature, trees, forests, mountains. While you're on your travels in China, I want you to imagine that you encounter a turtle that seems very wise. Sometimes when you think too much about the future or too much about the past, there's the inability to focus on what really matters. I want you to imagine that the turtle is sharing some wisdom with you. The turtle tells you that you are too concerned with what was and what will be. He tells you there is a saying that yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. And that is why it's called the present. And I want you to imagine now, inside the body of that panda with a dream, you feel what it's really like to be in the moment, completely in the present, and remind yourself that whenever you are completely and totally in the present, you are giving a gift to yourself. The turtle also tells you that pursuing a destiny is tricky, and that most on the road to destiny, they tend to avoid it. But he also says that a real warrior never quits. I want you to think back on your life so far, on the things that you gave up on. I want you to think that giving up means one of two things. That one, it was never your purpose, never meant to be anyway. Or secondly, that you decided not to pursue your dream. And the clue will always be feelings of regret. I want you to think about those times that you did quit and you regretted it. Because this is where the clues will be as to what your real dream is. The turtle also tells you that there are no accidents. I want you to think about all those coincidences, those things that have happened in your life that seem to help you steer you on your way, helped you go on your journey towards your dream. But you really think about the words of that wise turtle, about going on the road towards a destiny. And I want you to imagine that you take that literally, that you have to go somewhere in order to find out who you really are. And I want you to imagine that you're now hiking and walking through forests, through mountains, through the incredible nature of ancient China. I want you to imagine that you keep walking and you feel exhausted, but finally you make your way all the way to what looks like a pool of water. And as you're there, I want you to imagine that you decide that you want to cool down in this water. But as you do so, suddenly you see a small red panda with a long, droopy mustache. And the panda tells you off, tells you that this is not the place to be cleaning yourself, that this is the pool of something very sacred and important, that it is actually the birthplace of Kung Fu. This red panda tells you that your story may not have had the best beginning, but it is down to you what happens with the rest of your story. And it is the rest of the story where you decide who you choose to be. And I want you to think about that everything that has happened up to now doesn't define your future unless you allow it to. That you have the ability to make a new choice, a new decision, and take your future into a new direction. That as one chapter closes, a new chapter starts to be written, and that you are in control of what your story is all about. It occurs to you that this small red panda might be a teacher, might be able to help you. But I want you to realize as well that learning is not easy, that it's a challenge. And I want this red panda to give you lots of tough challenges. As he trains you, you realize that you are nowhere near the level that you need to be. That in order to be a great warrior, you need to have a certain level of skill, of mastery, and you are no longer and nowhere near that level of mastery. But as you search through how you feel about that, you realize that this just makes you even more determined. That if you're not where you need to be, it's an opportunity to learn, to grow, to continue becoming better. And I want you to make a decision to yourself right now that no matter how hard things get, so long as it is a pathway towards your dream and your purpose, you will never quit. And anything that is a setback will just increase your determination, your resolve, your desire to keep pursuing that dream. As you leave this fantastic island almost near a pool, you leave with a real sense of determination, a resolve to do whatever it takes to turn your dream into a reality. And on the way back, walking back with this small red panda, you encounter an impressive tree. And this tree is a peach tree. And you get a sense that this is more than just a peach tree. I want you to get an idea that there is wisdom hidden in this peach tree. And as you're there, you notice that wise old turtle nearby. I want you to watch as the turtle and the red panda have a conversation with each other. You can see them talking, but you can't hear what they say. And over and in the distance, the red panda is concerned that you as the panda will never fulfill your destiny. But equally, the turtle explains to the red panda that neither the panda or the red panda will fulfill their destiny until the red panda lets go of the illusion of control. He points to the peach tree and explains to the red panda that you cannot make it blossom when it suits, nor make it bear fruit before its time. The red panda seems upset. He insists that there are things that we can control. He can control when the fruit will fall. He can control where to plant the seed, that it isn't an illusion. But the turtle simply replies that yes, no matter what you do, that seed that is just planted will still grow to be a peach tree. It doesn't matter how much you want it to be an apple or an orange tree, you will still get a peach. As the red panda and the turtle almost disappear into a wind of blossom petals, I want you to walk closer to that peach seed that is buried just under the surface of the soil. And I want you to think not of the panda's dream, but of your dream. What is your dream? What do you want for your future more than anything else? And I want you to accept that there are things that you can influence and control towards that dream, but there are many things that you can't control. And that the ideal balance is a combination of control and acceptance, submission to those that you can't control, and determination to influence what you can control. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine that peach seed immediately starts taking root. That at the point where you realize there are some things you can control and some things that you can't, you are accepting that your destiny is not fully in your control. But the more you do things that will support that dream, the more you will nurture and increase the likelihood of that tiny seed turning into a big tree. As you take away this realization, it encourages you to train. Because there is always a gap between reality and destiny. And training and learning is an example of the things that you can do to close that gap. And with this acceptance that you can't control everything, but you can control what you do and what you think, notice how it increases this desire to train, to learn, and to take action. And take action you do. I want you to imagine you as this large panda doing nothing but training harder than you've ever trained before. And notice that the harder you train and the more you train, the easier it becomes. What once was difficult then becomes easy. And the more you do it, the better you become. And I want you to imagine this takes place over days, and then weeks, and perhaps even months. Training and training and training, and notice that the more you train, the stronger you become. That there is something within you that now feels that you've got the capacity and the ability to take on the challenges that will get in the way of your dream. But I want you to imagine that the only way to know for sure is to face adversity. That in order to test your true ability to live and experience your dream, it is necessary for you to face challenges, adversity, and setbacks. And whether that is something real or in your imagination, something within your control or not, notice that there is something always that will aim to stop you pursuing your dreams. But notice this, that there is a secret ingredient in being able to pursue your dreams no matter what. I want you to imagine that whatever represents adversity or challenge in your life, that you can face it. And I want you to imagine battling with whatever that challenge, whatever that obstacle is. And I want you to imagine that because you truly believe in yourself, it unlocks additional skills and abilities that you didn't even know existed. I want you to imagine that someone wise and important to you told you an important secret about secrets. That perhaps the secret ingredient is that there isn't one. That there is no secret ingredient, it's just you. And to make something special, you just have to believe it's special. And I want you to, right now, believe that you are special, capable of incredible things, things beyond your wildest imagination. Because a normal person with a special dream is immediately special. And because you believe you are special, you are special. Also know that whatever happened in the past is your past. Wounds heal. So you must just let go of the past. It just doesn't matter. The only thing that truly matters now is who you choose to be now. And with that insight and that belief in yourself, I want you to imagine fighting whatever represents your biggest challenge, your biggest adversity, your biggest hurdle, or something that's holding you back from pursuing your dreams. And imagine that you're using all of these Kung Fu skills that you've acquired through training and learning and mastery, and then you do it. Imagine that you defeat whatever this obstacle is that's been getting in your way. As you feel a sense of accomplishment, getting closer and closer to your dream, I want you to imagine for a moment, outside of this story, this fairy tale, what would it be to experience and live your dream? Who do you really want to be? And what is the biggest obstacle that's getting in the way of that? And who would you really need to believe that you will have the capability of doing? What resources would you need to unlock to be able to face that challenge, that adversity, and still win? I want you to get a feeling that you are capable of truly great things. But it doesn't mean that it will be easy. And I want you to feel that your responsibility is to keep pursuing that future that you desire, even and especially when it becomes difficult. remember what that wise turtle once said, that many people often meet their destiny on the road and yet choose to avoid it. And make a decision inside your mind right now that when you meet your destiny on the road, that you will choose to take it. You will choose to take those opportunities, and you will allow your intuition to influence exactly where you will go. And when you've accepted that idea that you're capable of truly great things, that you truly are special because you believe you're special, that you will take the opportunities, you will trust your own judgment, and you will never quit if you are on a path genuinely towards your dreams. Notice that this will unlock untold powers within you. And before we leave this fairy tale in ancient China, I want you to notice one final thing. The seed that was planted about your dream, your ambition, your future has already started to grow. That peach tree is already growing and getting larger. Because simply by believing in yourself and choosing to follow your dream makes your dream start to become real. And I want you to imagine that the character that you were in that book is now no longer in the book, and you're just a child reading a book. And as you turn around, you can see there is an older version of you, fast asleep in a chair, and I want you to climb into that version of you that's been asleep all this time. But as you climb into yourself, I want you to keep hold of what it means to pursue an incredible and exciting dream. This decision not to quit when things get tough. Truly believing that you are special makes something special. And being willing to learn from those masters or with more experience that can send you on your way quicker. And then I want you to imagine that you're back wherever you are now. That this was just a dream within a dream within a dream, and now you are back wherever you are, in the present. And very soon I'm going to count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken with clarity, with excitement, with ambition burning again, with courage. You will awaken fully in the present, and all normal sensations will return to your arms and legs, and you will awake fully, unlocking all the resources necessary to enable you to pursue your dream. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.